Greetings, movie lovers! It's Von Fry, the most scorned critic on YouTube, with another Netflix commentary track, this time for Cliffhanger from 1993. This is a movie I sort of peeked and watched in theaters. I think it was 1993, but I think I was with a daycare group to watch Aladdin. We had like a little screening, and I realized that's 1993, but there was like a door kind of ajar, and it's like, what are they watching? There's something rated R, and there was Cliffhanger. Yeah. And I watched a lot of R-rated stuff well before then, so I don't know why I couldn't see this in theaters. But we are going to first mention our buddies over at calderalab.com. If you want to look more chiseled than the granite that is Gabe, Sylvester Stallone in this movie, check out, well, actually, this will help your pores kind of shrink up and not look so pomegranate. But yeah, check out calderalab.com. Use my promo code FRY15. Save 15% off the best skincare this side of the mountain. So go ahead if you want to listen along to your viewing of Cliffhanger on Netflix. Cue up to 0000 and hit play now. All right, rated R for violence and language. I don't have a problem with that. We got our little horsey doing the things. And I do have a Rockstar Zero Carb green tea extract on hand. Zero carb at 240 milligrams of caffeine. Oh yes, Carlico. That's a pretty trusty sign. It's kind of like Orion Pictures. Like, if you see that, you're probably watching something that somebody cared about. Until they got to pirates. All right, so we're going to crack this up. Mario Kazar. I have a signed poster of Terminator 2 with him. Signed it. Christ. You guys like it when I get this all over my hands when I open stuff, don't you? Renny Harlin film. Was trying to think here. Possibly his first movie after Die Hard 2. May have to look into that. This movie's got pretty good music. Yeah, part of the issue I find with action movies these days, one, I have Michael Rooker. Yeah, this is what I kind of know him from. Every time I see him pop up. Janine Turner is stunning in this. Short hair, don't care. Well, it says green tea. This is not green tea. It's labeled green tea, but this is fruit punch. Leon. We'll get to his fight there. There was definitely a thing where black guys in movies were going by one. There was a Goldie, had a gold tooth, or a bunch of gold teeth, gold grills in The World Is Not Enough. Yeah. Wait, did that say Paul Winfield? I forgot he was in this. I think he has like one scene early in the movie where they're kind of explaining the plot. Now, this is filmed Colorado Rocky Mountains, I believe. And okay, so what I'm saying, we have an issue with action films not being taken seriously today. They make a joke of everything and they make a joke of the action, and they're too aware of it. And this sort of started with Kill Bill. Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2 ruined it for action movies. Ever since, everybody's trying to copy that. You hear everybody using the music from those, even using the Ironside theme, being inspired by Kill Bill in doing so. Actually, I have Michael Rooker on that rock. I think there is a trick shot with Gabe, and I think we'll see it in a sec, where it is not Sylvester Stallone, but they don't do a terrible job with it. Okay, here we go. As the helicopter moves, it will actually wipe, and that hides the transition from Stallone to body double. I think we can pick it up here. Here we go. Here, we got him hanging. But yeah, we have like the matted in helicopter, and now we're stunt double. And they did a decent job finding the stunt double here. I don't mind spotting a stunt double in an action movie, because at least I know somebody did something, right? That's the way I feel about it. Yes, I'm eating popcorn. Sue me. If you do, I'll represent myself. I don't care. Is it not possible to throw these people one of those ladders from the helicopter to climb up? I mean, they give you, anytime, a helicopter's not suitable, you have to do it like a cell phone in a movie. Oh, well, there's no signal. Oh, there's wind. Throwaway side chicks and girlfriends in a 90s movie are always like so incredibly hot. Because look, there was only one lane you could go if you wanted to get attention as a hot girl in the 90s. That was, you had to get in TV and movies, really. You wanted to be in the movies, you'll settle for TV. You weren't going to be a fashion vlogger on the internet. Consequently, all the hot babes were in movies in the 90s. Michael Rooker and Stallone have a bit of a reteaming in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I don't believe they share a scene together, though. Stallone's still looking pretty well jacked, and this was probably the last, I would say, big hit for Stallone until we get to the Expendables films. Chiefly, Expendables 2 made probably most of its money overseas. And by overseas, I mean China. The effort put into the beginning of this movie, just during the credits over here, exceeds the effort put in to movies these days. As let's face it, the director doesn't direct movies anymore. There's a second team, second unit has already got all the stuff top down. Here's how things work. We already had this CGI going. We'll replace this actor's face when we cast it, and that's the way we're going to run things. This, well, we got to wait till we actually have the cast together, and then we go and put them out and stuff. We go outside. Plenty of this is actually in a studio, but there's also a lot of this movie that's actually out places. Yeah, goof around, lighten the mood. That'll go well. Michael Rooker actually on a line there. And I'm not so sure if that's a composite or not. I mean, they have a few different techniques at their disposal at this time. Oh, I had noticed she had a stuffed animal there. Maybe I had noticed it before. Have you seen this actress around anywhere else? This movie is a bloodbath too, man. There's a lot of nice folk who get taken out. You don't want to be kind of like the nice older guy in an action movie, because that means you have to get killed to motivate the hero. You can be the hero's girlfriend. As long as you're not the wife at the beginning of the movie, you should be fine. Yeah, look. Oh, hey, yeah, you ready? Okay, I got it. Yep. I've done some climbing before. Yep. Okay, here we go. I think these lines. Yeah, look, I don't do a lot of climbing. I'm from Kansas. But I would say that there's motorized gearing in this now, like you push the button and it pulls you across. I think that would be more likely the equipment they would have, and they probably had it this time. Look at how faulty. She's not heavy, guys. This is a 1993 woman, white girl. And this stuff is just falling apart. Like, what did they make it out of? Plastic? Actually, it'd have to be Bakelite? Why would a forged steel carabiner or hook or whatever this is you call it here, it's not a carabiner, I realize. Why would that just give away like that? I mean, come on. Obviously, Gabe has to go after her. It's not read for two people. It is today. Sarah shrieking. Reasonably so. Now, this is a composite shot. We can do composite. There was certainly a time when composites could work really, really well. And I would say it was probably the 90s. At some point, they got too loose with the... And there goes the dog, yeah. They got to playing it too loose with the composite stuff, and it just ended up making entire movies look fake. So you have to say, what looks more jarring? Having the people out there with the composite, and then cutting to... Oh, he actually caught her, which would probably be about impossible. Cat-like reflexes for sure. Even if he grabs her, where are they going? Honestly. What, is she going to ride on his back? And he's going to pull her across? Maybe. I mean, this is Stallone. He probably thought he was the strongest man in the world at this point. In his late 40s. Dude, those gloves are probably not going to slip, actually. The trouble is he's got to now, like, throw her on his back. And it's hard enough just to hang on, guys. Remember, this is not his girl. This is Michael Rooker's girl. Yes, you are falling. What do you expect him to do? Could he have managed to lower the other hand and try to grab her? Was that in the cards at all? Oh man, I forgot how much they followed her on the way down here. It's pretty agonizing. Whatever happened to starting your movie with an inciting incident, for Christ's sake? I mean, here's something that affects the characters, right? We can't do that shit anymore. Now we have to have a movie that's boring for a goddamn hour before we even start to figure out what the hell the plot's supposed to be. The plot's supposed to be... I say movie, and I'm always talking about the Marvel MCU trash. Marvel Studios ruined Hollywood by making it so you can only make movies that are built on the prerequisite of people caring about the characters before seeing the movie. Oh, well, there isn't really a plot or a story. It's you like Iron Man. That's why you're here. So it doesn't matter if we spend like 2 hours before anything interesting happens. There we go. Lieutenant Trexler, right? From Terminator, Paul Winfield. I might be mistaken here. I think he was nominated for an Oscar for Best Actor in a Leading Role. I might be wrong. Maybe it was supporting role. But really, seldom see him in anything but a supporting role. Now, I probably shouldn't have been talking through all this, but these guys are basically running this plane full of cash. And, today's audience is like, it's so jarring. There's not a character I know in that scene, so like I don't, how does that correlate? And we got ourselves a defender here. Gabe's still in the area, super ultra traumatized. Doesn't want to talk to Michael Rooker or nobody, right? But still lives in the area and does the same shit. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but it's kind of hard to build a community on a mountain. So it's going to be a small community. I think that's a Land Rover 110 right there he's got with the 4 doors. Defender. Yeah, so I peeked through the door. Or maybe it was a curtain. Honestly, it was probably a curtain. At this movie theater. I saw these 2 guys getting gunned down in cold blood. Actually, one of them died, but... I was like, man, why couldn't I have seen goddamn... You know what? It might not have been Aladdin. It might have been We're Back, a Dinosaur Story. And I had to watch that at the daycare instead of Cliffhanger. Christ's sake. Well, Cliffhanger, a pretty big hit, though. I mean, I made like some 300 million, which was like huge in the time for a 90s R-rated action film. Yeah, we had these things called movie stars where the movies made a ton of money based on having major celebrities in them. And it wasn't about, you like the character of Gabe so much you had to go see Cliffhanger. That's not how that went. Yo, Jess. Sorry with the horse, though. Maybe you could use a brush on my mane sometime, Look at this, guys. We are out freaking doors. Genuinely outdoors on location. Yeah, we're not on top of a mountain, but we can see this valley below, the creek, the trees. There's an actual horse, river, whatever you want to call this, right? There's rocks. We just don't even bother with that shit anymore, do we? Oh yeah, your helicopters in this. Real helicopters. Well, mostly. I think someone's going to have so much more watchability when you don't have to have done, your homework to be caught up with the story. You just jump right in. These one-off action movies, right? Glorious. All right, how long ago did they say that was? It was some time ago, wasn't it? Girl who can barely climb, I can't believe now you want to come by them now. Or did he say he was leaving town and wanted to say goodbye here? Or something like that, right? I couldn't leave. I had to sell my house. Yeah. I'm not sure Janine Turner's in anything else after this. It was totally possible to be a quasi-romantic co-star of Action Guy and not really have a, blossoming career of rom-coms thereafter. It was totally possible. Come back to say so. Maybe he's been out of town for a bit. I don't know. Well, did you come back? I came back for you. So where'd you go? From all we've seen, you've been here. Could have probably been handled a little better, right? Come back from me gone almost a year, expect to just leave again. And then, okay, so this is our home. Now it's my home. What exactly does that mean? I never understood. Are these two, common law wife over here? Like, what exactly are we doing? pick up the rest of my stuff. So they shared a house and he just left for a year and is surprised that she doesn't have a new guy living in his house. 'Cause let me tell you, Jesse's the hottest girl on the mountain. Well, at least the dog recognizes me. All right, so we got some plane action about to happen here. Stunt work in the plane here got some pretty reasonable attention because there is an actual plane-to-plane wire stunt. These guys are every guy on this plane is acting so shady, you know? You don't know who's turning against who. What? There's another plane running next to us? That's unusual. It is. As I say this, my folks are supposed to be on an Outlander tour of Europe, are being held up in Chicago O'Hare because of bad weather. And I knew from the damn start tourism is a scam. They rolled the dice enough times and finally it bit them. Book a tour, book multiple flights, cross the Atlantic first class, have a cruise to Iceland. All of it's getting derailed because one flight didn't go off because of weather. I don't know. Are you going to freak out if you see another plane flying sort of parallel to you? We're being hijacked. Not exactly an occurrence that has ever happened before on a flight. So why would you suspect that necessarily, really? Now I have jurisdiction. Are people really going to die defending some cash? I mean, the policy shift has gone to giving it up, so much more nowadays, right? Oh, so he just wants to shoot everybody. That's what it was about. Bam, you got to feel for the pilot here. Oh, yeah. When people get shot, they bleed blood, which is a thing within humans. It helps us operate. And they have holes in their heads where they got shot at. Not something that happens in the MCU. This is 5 Lima. You gotta like radio talk. How do they handle it these days? Probably something like, yeah, so like, I'm going to taxi on the runway on the left, so... All right, now obviously, we had the actors there, though they have masks on. They're not actually opening that plane door while it's moving, right? But the stunt guys do. We're down to a point now where there are only 2 franchises doing stunts. Mission Impossible and James Bond. Phase 1 complete. Tango Tango. And cash. Alright, so we have to try to get this line to the other plane. Grab that if you can. And if we crash the big plane, they'll just think everything went down in the plane. I think that's the hope here. And I should have thought about looking up for sure how to pronounce this. Is it John Lithgow or John Lithgow? Because I thought from the Third Rock from the Sun era, I was always hearing John Lithgow. I'm going to go with John Lithgow. Go with Lithgow. This guy, he's kind of like the most British American alongside Fraser Crane, Kelsey Grammer. The, what did they call this? Transatlantic accent? Kind of an old-timey radio type voice, right? And there's not a lot of actors that kind of talk that throwback way still. But regardless, John Lithgow would do the zany comedy, cold-ass blooded killer. And so there was a lot of range for him. He was a cold-ass bastard in this movie, man. We've only seen him with the mask on, so I don't think he's had his, villain entrance yet. There'd be some glorious explosives here, cover up the gunshots and everything. I'm not dead yet. And you got like how they mix this up multi-ethnic here. They got a black guy, they got a woman, diverse crew for their heist, right? Shoot him, man. Shoot him good. So he's taking out the pilot, co-pilot guy that, shot the other pilot. We've lost the pilot. Yeah. I'm going down, you're going down. Lose another pilot. Man, the guy's doing way more than his scale over here, isn't he? Oh yeah, they're playing screwed. Get him to a hospital fast. Throw him out the plane. I mean, I guess that works, right? And explosion time. Not the best LCD screen there on that timer, because the way the light was shot on that, it looked like it was all the portions were lit up, so it was hard to see the countdown. Probably could have done better with black, green on black, probably. You know what? I should have looked stuff up here. It was that Swamp Thing from Con Air aboard. I know he's in some things. Shoot. I saw a guy with a beard, long hair kind of look in the crew. It might be. I'm going to look this up. At some point, we're going to have to do the gender flip reboot of Cliffhanger because it's a movie people have heard of, and therefore, why not make that mailbox money, right? No, I don't see the guy I was talking about listed among the cast. And you know something, even if they had to go do miniatures such as this, it's good. Miniatures in 1993 are going to look better than CGI plane crash in 1993. This plane just doesn't stop. Dude, you're landing a plane on a mountain. And you can walk away from it. I think that's a pretty damn good landing. Base jumping before base jumping was so much a thing, bro. And as goofy and stupid as their little role is, you would think they could have actually cast the actual stunt guys and then shown them in, like, you know, one take going over the edge jump, right? Possibly. Pilot here even sacrificed himself to get this landing. There we go, Desert Eagle. The biggest gun in the land in that day. It's like he's got like a matte black one. Yeah, we had that shiny nickel plated one that Arnold's running around in '93, Last Action Hero. But something that I like about in this movie, Stallone's character is, though he's also Stallone, like in the sense that he can do action things seemingly by the osmosis relationship of being played by Stallone. But for the most part, he is a guy who knows the wilderness, and he knows how to climb mountains. And those are the skills he uses. He knows about icicles. He knows about what do they call it? The axe handle, climbing axe. Call for a rescue, take them hostage. This, folks, is why I'm not in the rescue business. We need insulin. Would you have thought of that? You know, make it even more believable. We have a diabetic aboard. Con Air before it's Con Air. Hey, remember when the hood of a truck wasn't 6 feet high? Cliffhanger remembers. There's an emergency on the mountain. We need you. You're the best. Around. Look, Gabe, I promise you a montage if you'll help these people. He lost the feel of climbing mountains. Yeah, that's it. Dude, if you are 47 and you look like Stallone, I mean, even if you don't have his money, you got to feel like a winner, right? I came back for you and now I'm leaving for you, right? '93, a good year for Stallone. Also Demolition Man. I believe Cliffhanger made the more money. But in the bigger scheme of things, I think Demolition Man is discussed more. Of course, it had some prophetic guesses that wildly accurate on current society and possibly the future. Imagine if they ever get around to making that Demolition Man 2, whatever way they go, they're gonna have to run across somebody that was canceled, right? Oh well, he's unemployed because he was canceled. An inside job? That's impossible. You're suggesting a hijacking. Was it Traxler in Terminator? Traxler, right? Eric Quaylen. He's the guy we suspect be behind this because we have a photo of him in Ray-Bans and a cigarette. Hijacking diamonds. He likes to hijack. We got those bearer bonds. You know, the things they were after in Die Hard. $100 million. Well, you can't even get a crew together for $100 million these days, right? That's what I need to see in an action, like a movie now, like almost in a joke way. You get like this crew together, and their skills, talents, and time invested would greatly exceed the score. And I want them competing for that score knowing that it's not that much. Like, Elon Musk is brought in. The prize, $20,000. He's so good at climbing, he teleports like Jason Voorhees. Long time no see. I know you want to shove me off this cliff because I dropped your girlfriend. Am I mistaken, or is it possible Michael Rooker is in the cast of the upcoming Expendables? Which I believe they've wrapped. You didn't have to look into her eyes as she was falling. No, yeah, that's cold, man. Well, here's your chance to drop me. Why the red shoelaces on the style of mountain climbing boot? I don't quite get it. I'm familiar with the music from Cliffhanger because I played a lot of the Cliffhanger on Sega CD. One of the hardest video games I ever played. And by video game, I mean official release. I guess everything back in the day was a AAA title. Most anything you heard of during the 16-bit wars, right? I rented the game on Super Nintendo, but I played it on Sega CD because a friend of mine had a Sega CD. Unbeknownst to us at the time, we thought it was a pretty new thing. It was about 2 years old when he was gifted it by his uncle, who was tired of the trash. And he had a few games. I don't think he ever bought any games for the Sega CD, but he got them, okay? And one of them was Cliffhanger, and it played the movie's score over the gameplay. Now, it played like a Streets of Rage clone, largely, until you got to the second level, which was snowboarding. I'll talk about the snowboarding when we kind of get there. These guys wasted no time getting the jump on Gabe and spilling the beans about the whole operation. Because they want him to find the money. Show me the money. I don't believe this tracker would work in reality. Because how can it be programmed with the topological, whatever you call it, map to define its location? I mean, it's one thing to beep by proximity, but this thing actually gives you a graph, a map of places that it wasn't programmed for specifically. And this isn't in the age of GPS. You know, not the likes that we have now. No Google Maps here, no Google Earth. All right, so you guys are saying you don't need the insulin? Look at this. Right, we're climbing a mountain, right? This part, you know, more of a stage, but it looks good. The way that reader is set up, there's like this huge foam, like you're supposed to be peering into it like VR goggles. But that would look stupid, and so they don't view it that way. You stay, you go, collateral. My, how the movie could have been different if Michael Rooker was sent to go be the star of the film. Yo, I heard you. You didn't have to yell. You know what I'm saying? Why you gotta yell at me? This dude's got a grenade launcher. Dude, she is making that flight suit work. I think, don't they take his jacket to give him extra incentive to hurry the hell up? I mean, that would pretty much shut me down right there. Need my bolt gun and ice axe? No. You ask for equipment, we'll take equipment. Lithgow's taking the necessary precautions here. We're going to tether him. We've got his buddy held hostage. We're taking his jacket. We're going to let you keep the Parks Ranger baseball cap for now. And yeah, in the game, you run around in this gray t-shirt in the cold while it's snowing. And you fight all of maybe 2 different goons until you man up, use that level skip code, and you select the final stage and fight Quaylen on the helicopter. Yeah, there is some genuine Stallone climbing stuff in this movie. He's putting in work more so than I think one would expect out of Robert Downey Jr. A lot of good edits here, sewing this movie together. constructing the scene, making you feel like he's climbing the mountain outdoors, right? Well, what do we got here? Samsonite luggage. Maybe you better get your bag checked. Did they tell him to crack this thing open? Yep, there's some cash there, and those are $1,000 bills, baby. You don't make those anymore. Denver Mint. I don't think we need 2 guides. Retire him when he comes down. Or we could retire this one. Cut that rope, man. And what he's holding, I don't know. Ice claws, like kind of claw-like. I know Renny Harlin did I think it was the 4th Nightmare on Elm Street. Maybe we work claws in there in some way. Oh yeah, we're using that grenade launcher now. I mean, we thought of everything. Look at this transition wipe up, this pan. Okay, the composite explosion right there is not really firing all cylinders, but here's your money, bitch. All right, that's one thief, terrorist. They use the word terrorist a lot. I think the terrorist thing was always brought up from Die Hard, even though we essentially learned they're not terrorists. But from that point forward, everything that was explained as a Die Hard on a blank, Die Hard on a mountain, cliffhanger, there you go. Must mean he's battling terrorists. It was a fake call. How can you fake this call? Take shelter at the Old Doug. Next case. So is it 50 million per case? Is that what we're looking at? Actually, how many cases do they say there were? There might have been more than 2. There had to be more. Maybe it was 3 or 4. Maybe I should have been paying attention. I watched this movie it's probably been about 9 months ago. I think it was leaving a platform, or maybe it was leaving Netflix and then it came back to Netflix. Fastest way to that peak is straight ahead. Only 12 guys in the world could do it. Stallone in the cold. Unfortunate how fuzzy, like out of focus this shot is, right? So we try to mat that in, but you understand what they're going for. Oh man, we got the girl descending here. Probably not Janine Turner, but still kind of a badass move. All smiles, so happy. Might be the last time she sees him alive. Okay, so it was the cleats from his boots was what he was whacking that line with. The old Doug. She heard the old... She went there, and now Stallone's there, and they can get it on. Where's your sweater? I mean, I know Patagonia was really into them sweaters. As soon as they find their money, they're gonna kill him. Yo, there's nothing we can do, so we may as well, bone over here. You know what I'm saying? Raid this unkept museum. Oh yeah, that's easy to read out. Nice looking movie, guys. When movies were shot on film, they looked like they were shot on film. See, I find part of the issue with today's films, by going so far digital, they have removed the analog capture of a moment in time from the equation. Digital photography is what a computer thinks reality looks like. And when you go so far digital, now you got your color correction, all this other garbage, your color correction based on what a colorist thinks blue looks like, but he wasn't there on set to remember. You end up with movies that look radically unrealistic, and that has become the norm. Made a snowman out of it. Oh, nice. He's still alive. He's playing games with us. You know that he had to make a snowman out of this because that is, and look, want to trade, wrote on it. Okay, he had access to a Sharpie, sure. I don't know. But this is a scene very reminiscent of Die Hard. Ho, 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 now I have a machine gun. Though McClane, he picked up the gift wrapping items to be able to pull off, that joke. Night vision was a thing in the early 90s, man. This is a year after Patriot Games. Patriot Games really brought night vision into mainstream, I feel. That's just my thought. Be careful where you're running in the night, man. I've been meaning to say this the whole time. I keep interrupting myself, but a movie of this time had the orchestra work in the music, right? And you know what? I think we've already done the snowboarding sequence, because there really isn't a snowboarding sequence, so I'll mention that. But the action movies that took the action seriously, by and large, had a full orchestra working the score of the film. And it was a beautiful thing, as Robin Williams would say. It lent a gravitas to it. It made it seem like there was an effort, that we were taking this seriously. And it made the scenes engaging without entirely swamping the action. Nowadays, they will play... Oh man, that was not the best Foley work right there, but nowadays they will just play a hit song, maybe one from the past, just... sort of play the role of tastemaker. Oh, hey, people will think it's ironic if we play the Bee Gees during this action scene, right? And then that shit'll happen. Well, he's got his sweater, and this guy is falling into the black. Yeah, I've got my ice axe now. The Sega CD game, of course... Sega CD didn't offer that much of a graphic upgrade. It kind of did, but it wasn't utilized correctly. A lot of times it was misused for full motion video. So there were scenes from this movie on the Sega CD game, and they were complete dog water garbage. We're talking color palette limit, maybe 10 frames per second video on a CD. Not good. Compression, the craziest compression you've ever saw. There is no potato version of YouTube that looked worse than Sega CD full motion video. But they would sure put together some good music, because they understood that they could play that Red Book audio CD quality on the CD. Play a high bitrate soundtrack. And so that was where a lot of that extra storage capacity of a CD went. In the game, the second stage was the snowboarding, and I think there might have been multiple snowboarding stages throughout the game that I never got to, because no kid could possibly beat the second stage of Cliffhanger on the Sega CD. I could do it on the Super Nintendo. It was a side-scrolling, simplistic snowboarding sequence. On the Sega CD, it was a, Batman Returns style car sequence. It was on Super Nintendo they called Mode 7. It was of that style. But this was a super scalar pixel dodge fest, just dodging rocks left and right. But the sound was great. The sound effects were really strong on that part. And it didn't look bad. It was just crazy difficult. And I probably have the skills now to be able to do it. And I could possibly fire that back up, play it on my Super Nintendo Classic with my... I'd rather play it on my PlayStation Classic with my Sega Saturn Retro Bit. Was it Retro Bit? Or is it Retro Link? Licensed Sega Saturn controller with that D-pad. I could maybe get through that. Might have to consider dusting that stuff off. Man, Travis and Michael Rooker here, man, these two are getting into it the whole time. Which means, if I'm not mistaken, I think that Michael Rooker gets to take him out, you know, because these two are really got some animosity. We're not animals, we'll let the kids go if you don't force us to do something. Oh, but they're looking for a reason to shoot him. Hey, Hal, man. Whoa, man. Wicked powder out here. Whoa. We got bright colors, brah, because it's early 90s. Oh, here comes the... I don't think that's a Mac 10. But yeah, the sound just, drops off, and we just play the non-diegetic score over this guy just getting gunned down. It just feels so brutal. You know, put that slow motion in there too. Sue me. So sue me. That was something you really heard Krang say in TMNT. It was built up like his catchphrase. Good thing I packed my chute. We had one more jump ready. You know, we set that up. Go. Be glad you were running to an appropriate cliff. Why isn't he shooting? Well, was he like, I didn't think he had a parachute, so I was just going to let him jump? Well, but we're going for the dangerous fall here. Whoa! Kill a few people to call you a murderer. Kill a million and you're a conqueror. Go figure. I don't think this guy really has the capability to kill a million. Like, was that his plan? He gets 100 million to fund more killing operations? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. The score is reminiscent of The Last of the Mohicans. Came out a year before. Amazing movie. I'm talking about the Daniel Day-Lewis, Michael Mann film with my buddy Wes Studi, whom I've worked with. I feel like, it's too much of my talking about movies seems to come back to Wes Studi. I feel like I'm boring you guys with that. If not, let me know in the comments below. Whoa! I think we will come back to... I think we're going to see the guy that parachuted away also to kind of confirm that he didn't die. You know, getting stuck in that tree. You're no federal agent anymore, Travers. You're a bad, bald man. All right, that'll keep you dry. She's in this business, man. Should be the most mountaineering girl available. You don't really need to explain everything to her. I mean, she's the one calling that chick who you dropped as inexperienced and shouldn't have been on that rock. Is that a Maglite? Maglite, the flashlight of the 90s. Thing about those Maglites, heavy as all hell. You know, they build up that machine aluminum. They had a little commercial showing how powerful they were. In actuality, they were dim as all shit compared to the stuff we have today. I have on my tray on my right a light. It's not a lume cube. It's something similar to a lume cube. Built it. A pretty good brand. Built them for GoPro. And it just blows away a Maglite. And it's, I mean, an actual full-size lume cube would just destroy it too. Oh, we got bats. Let's get out of here. No, you startled the bats. Honestly, not sure the proportion or whether or not actual bats are used here. But it looks pretty good, doesn't it? This is one of the more realistic looking bat encounters I've seen. Might check IMDb's, Goof's trivia section. Just a peaceful jaunt in the helicopter, looking for people. I'm just an old guy. I fly helicopter. Just a peaceful helicopter flying old guy. My helmet is gray. Oh, here we go. We got the thermals picking up the kid here, right? Evan groaning in caps. Not a lot in the way of wildlife playing a role in, helping Gabe take down the terrorists. That would have been interesting. They come across a mountain lion, all shit breaks loose. Mountain lion is a do not mess with animal. Grizzly bear even more so. I've got a field behind my house, people call it a backyard. When I mow it, I often think, what am I going to do if like a lion or a tiger or some shit is out there? This guy's got a gun. He's going to blow all of his rounds scaring away those wolves. Still alive. Hey, this guy looks like he might be somebody that we might recognize. Not quite Seth Green. Which reminds me, I need to watch Airborne from 1993. If I recall correctly, it's quite underrated and really well shot. Possibly could say it put Seth Green on the map. Here we go, guys. The infamous bridge sequence, where the tension going out on the bridge, and yet Stallone can run across it. Myth busted, but I would say the myth was unfounded because the way it's depicted in the movie is not quite the cartoonish physics one actually puts into the myth. I believe the way it looks in the movie is actually more realistic than people have contorted over the years. I don't remember Paul Winfield being in this movie this much. I didn't remember him coming on the scene. Maybe it's his helicopter explodes and then that takes out the bridge. Why can't I remember shit? Oh, I know why. I'm just not allowed to say. And you can theorize that as much as you want. But let's just say I got 3 of them, and I will just use that pronoun. And now I can't remember things. I mean, it'd be kind of frightening to just see somebody dig out of the snow in front of you, wouldn't it? And I just look around. Okay, hey, we found a spot. Nice. I've got my sweater, no gloves. I'm pretty much screwed. You ever pick up snow without gloves on? Imagine just spending like an entire 24 hours out there. You tell me he's getting used to that shit? He's got to find 30 million? I thought maybe it's 25 million per briefcase. I burned the money. I could never save anything. Hand over the money, and I promise I'll kill you, but not the girl. Wow, yeah, what a bargain. It's like a no-haggle price at a Saturn dealership. Nice scene there. You know, he's got the hand under the snow with the axe. Sliding through here. And we have a pretty okay fight. It's not over the top, but he uses the environment. I got stabbed in the leg. You know what? I think he actually did burn all the money with that fire he had going. Man, this guy needs to be acting like he's in more pain from that leg wound. Seriously. Man, the echo that'd pick up, be pretty difficult to spot him based on the sound. You know what? Maybe that is a MAC-10 with the Uzi being the better machine gun. Oh, yeah. Not completely useless. Janine Turner gets a kick in on him. You know, it's not like Stallone is impervious to all these blows. It's not one of these things where it's like, no bullets, bitch. That's almost a catchphrase in the sense of bitches leave. It's not like he can shrug off all these hits, right? He is more an ordinary guy than Stallone, I think, would be playing today, really. Despite being radically older. He's so much more impervious in Expendables grade. He insists that he burned it. And you can see some of the stalactites. I can't tell. I can never get it right. Is it stalactites grow up or grow down? One stalactites, one stalagmites. But the stalags got a little bit of a sway to them. They're not quite stiff. I like to say bitch. Oh, big time rape implications here. Doing Ultimate Warrior military press. These things may not be sharp enough to impale somebody in this fashion. Did the Mythbusters look at that? Nope. I thought he'd kill you. That's why I stayed out of the way and let you guys fight. Oh no, the old guy's gonna fall for the trap. We were trying to keep this a secret. Get that C4 going. You know, the way that's kind of framed, it made it look like John Lithgow, Quaylen, like he is pointing the gun at the girl, ordering her to make the C4, to rig it. You gotta reach the walkie, let him know not to go for the trap. You'll make somebody a fine wife someday. You should see me bake a cake. These are not the worst lines. Nowadays, the lines are exceedingly meta humor or hipster style in a way that, let's see, what would she say today? Would she say, I can't even? There's a bomb over your head. Get out of there. I don't know. Maybe being in a cave is a pretty safe place to be from a bomb. What do I know? Everybody wants to kill me. All right, now we're going to do a little bit of that descending belay move over here, and it looks pretty badass. You know, we got to work in all of our mountain climbing. Though this is not a mountain climbing movie in the strictest of sense, like I would not say Terminator 2 is an action movie when it is also categorized as a sci-fi movie. But is it possible Cliffhanger is the best mountain climbing movie? It's better than K2. I haven't seen that. I think they just called it Everest, or occasionally there's movies about trying to climb Mount Everest going bad, but was there a Jake Gyllenhaal one that looked, you know, way too? We didn't actually bother to go on a mountain. We didn't bother to go on a mountain, bruh. It's your cousin from Boston. Your boy is wicked smart. Yeah, not the best rope for this. It's kind of getting cut on the rocks. We don't have a lot of swings here, but we got to make it. There we go. Does he have time to grab her? She's falling, and that means she would be out of reach instantly. Using all those neck veins. Come on, Sly. You learned what to do here, right? You got to pull her up. You can't just sit there and just hold hands. Now, look, I'm telling you, the timer on this. Does that look like it was counting down for shit? Luckily, there's a place we can stay, and I think we snapped one of the styrofoam rocks on the wall as we moved into that little nook, I guess. It's kind of what it looked like to me. Of course, Last Mohicans, dramatic slow motion shot has Daniel Day-Lewis walking by, rubbing the canvas that is on the backdrop. The canvas painted to look like a rock. You're not supposed to notice. Digging that Desert Eagle in deep. I mean, the guy's still yelling, Frank, 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 no, Frank. You're not going to just shoot him right here? Do you not want him? Did you not bring duct tape? Well, this gal's a cold bitch right here, man. I mean, this is sort of how you order a helicopter in Grand Theft Auto, right? You know, fake. Oh, hey. Wait, you're not shot? Counted on him having a revolver. But I came here to help you. Oh, did you? It's too late for him. We'll let him. We'll let Hal go over here. He ain't gonna stop shit. We'll just let him watch one of his friends get shot. More slow motion automatic gunfire with the squibs. Oh, she didn't want to shoot him, but they wasted too much time. I'm not so sure they were on that much of a schedule. If we don't find the money in time, it dissolves. Giving the Uncle Ben speech over here. You got to use your great power, Hal. Man, never hurt anyone. Touching. Now we'll take the chopper. Let's go. Evil, evil man. But I'm going to take this knife. Yeah. Finally, and I mean, for the past 3 hours of this movie, Gabe has been trying to climb up this one part of the mountain. You know, he climbs up there, gets in a fight, falls down, you know, continues the fight down there, has to leave because of an explosion, but now he's finally up to the bridge. Here we go. The bridge is getting blown out. And look, he's already at the end when it blows up. It's not like he ran across the bridge while it was blown up. I think this played realistically enough. I mean, you did have a stunt guy do this, right? And I realize, okay, so he's probably tethered in some way, right? But it would work without the tether. Alright, still gotta find the money. Give me the money. Hold on, I don't trust you. Batteries in the 90s didn't last for shit. I'm surprised this monitor still works. $50,000 possible key intervals and 15-second intervals. Then who's ever going to know the code? I never understood that encrypting logic back in the day. Oh, you want to use the chopper to find the money? Well, what if we don't have a pilot? Remember I said you're going to make somebody a good wife someday. This guy is just so murderously cold, just, you know, off's kind of his sort of side chick on the team. Just for the hell of it. Just to show this guy that I do not give a shit. I'm the only one who can fly, so I guess we're doing what I want to do. Travers, you never should have signed up without pilot's license. Secret pilot license, man. You go find the money. I'm sitting here in the lap of luxury, a downed helicopter, waiting for that big fight. There's no we. You need to go back. You didn't help me enough in that fight with the black guy. Hope these Fed guys brought guns, man. Yeah, there's a little bit of a composite there. And at the time of doing this, I think it was it might have been an optical process, and that's why the colors don't quite match. Now here I think we're doing matte painting with trying to put these two parties in the shot on that mountain right there. Because that was sort of the same backdrop Stallone was climbing earlier when they tried to do one of these trick shots, and they just inserted over a different matte painting. Found another case. You want to burn this? Man, these mint guys really make for some easy to open suitcases. You know, they think they've come across the last of the suitcases, so you kind of got orders now to just go ahead and kill Hal. What are you waiting for, man? I want to do a little bit of fighting first, because I think soccer is a real sport. That's what this is all about here. Soccer's a great sport, you say? Oh man, Michael Rooker falling victim to slow motion throughout the movie. Bone cracks. There is a lot of broken bone in movie in ways that don't entirely call for it. You step on somebody's leg, crack. You step on somebody's arm, hand, crack. You know, doesn't really quite work like that. Really getting the shit kicked out of them. Lines up for the penalty shot. Okay, so here comes the big kick, huh? You're going to kick him off the mountain? He's doing that, it's the buzzer beater. Got to take the shot. You know, all that talking to himself stuff. What, no crack for stepping on his fingers here? Stab. Keep striking, bitch. Season's over, asshole. Shotgun in the chest with flying motion. I said kill him quietly. He thinks that's Michael Rooker that fell. Oh, that's right. Gabe well, he saw that hole with an animal. Might have been a Wolverine, was it? And put the tracker on it. Or maybe it was a rabbit. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. This guy's looking for a moving target now. There we go. We got a hair. Pretty similar to the sword I see in my backyard. Brown, like rabbits out in the snow, typically white. Am I wrong? He won't die, Quaylen. Just like that guy in Die Hard, that Nakatomi Plaza bullshit. Oh, basically have Traver's confession over here on the radio. Quaylen, with the sixth sense of being eavesdropped on, seems to realize someone's listening. It says Section 8 here, giving you the notion that he has military background. Throw away that tracker. Have we got a bearing on that frequency yet? Yes, 8 minutes away. They have that tech aboard that helicopter to locate where the radio was coming from? I don't think so. I don't know radio that well, but I have my doubts. You know, come to think of it, maybe Hal doesn't get to off Travers. Just the striker. There's our poster shot right there. That is a glorious jump. That would probably result in death. The survivability there is shown in the tree breaking his fall, essentially. I think we had a thick foam pad right there with that snow over it. Because we actually had Stallone fall on it. Oh, that's not Frank. That's your new helicopter pilot. Come to pick you up. Get in. Not sure he's going to be able to shoot at her effectively to force her into the helicopter. You know, one-handing a Desert Eagle while hand on the yoke. Is it a yoke on a helicopter? This looks like soundstage to me, but it looks really cool. So I'll go with it. This kind of looks soundstage in the way of like the Never-Ending Story. This little spot over here where we've got, like they said, was an old mill, right? Boom, into the ice. You don't really want to go in the ice. He kind of played himself. But we get a cool scene. Through the ice. You don't go into the ice. You go through the ice and into the water. Got to lose that sweater now, huh? I don't know how true it is, but supposedly if you go like running around in like merino wool, it's supposed to not stink, like it has an antibacterial thing about it, and it doesn't get sweaty or something. Like it wicks away the moisture in a certain manner that's most effective, so you don't get like I don't know. The one getting a merino wool shirt and then thinking that's what you need to go running in. A $200 shirt that is probably going to get ruined in the process. That's just something I haven't bothered with. Shooting, wait, did you shoot him with a Glock, or was it it might have been the gun that puts the pitons in. Was that it? Into the rocks? Like something like, because we try to incorporate as much mountain climbingness into this. Tucker Carlson, that's right. And Jesse Waters. I've got that girl you've been hanging out with. Oh, you better talk. I said talk. I thought he was Frank. I got my old guys mixed up. Well, actually, Frank's gotta be way older. Whoever the hell the actor is playing Frank, I'm guessing he died 10 years ago or more than that, if I had to guess. The highest point over here. I'll meet you over there, throw you the money, whatever. Let me look up Cliffhanger cast again. No. See that some of that music sounds like Les Mohicans. Okay, Janine Turner. Okay, she's a little older here, 59, but man. Some of these pictures, and from not all that long ago, just whoa. And come on, show me the rest of the cast, damn it. Oh, the girl that fell, Michelle Joyner. It says she was in Outbreak. And now negotiating with Quaylen. Doesn't really quite go the way people want it to. Ralph Waite played Frank. Come on, he's got 2014. All right, I figured he had to be dead in some capacity. Remember, we did show that she knows how to lower herself out of these helicopters. Her character. Just get her out of the way, and now you can come get the money. Kind of amazed that John Lithgow let the leverage go like that. You know, given what we've seen out of him so far, it just seems out of character for Quaylen to be doing that. But you know, what do I know? They don't pay me to make 90s action movies. You're supposed to throw it into the chopper. We got the door open for you. That is clearly not John Lithgow piloting it in that shot. But no, put a little too much arm into it. And you let that cable drag on the ground instead of, well, I guess he didn't have a way to bring it back up. So it kind of makes sense. You know, if we hook it to this ladder, we can cause some real chaos, can't we? Well, he thinks he's going to slice and dice him with the rotor. Big fall. And yet he grabbed. I mean, even the stunt guy got stunt die. Yeah, the stunt guy would die. I mean, so we have this, God, what do you call it? It's not a staircase. It's sort of a ladder. It's a ladder unit. Taking some shotgun shots to help down this helicopter. Not so sure that would really help out Gabe. Oh yeah, this just has death written all over it right here, man. Hang on, buddy. You know, as action movie names go, Cliffhanger makes more sense than most of them. It's called Die Hard because of what? It's hard to make him die? Like, isn't that the case for every movie where there's a hero? But I mean, Cliffhanger, I mean, what else are you going to call it? Grip Man? Oh yeah, this looks badass, this set piece here. Though improbable embedding of a helicopter. I guess maybe the ladder is ridiculously strong. And yeah, I mean, they make a good jungle gym out of the undercarriage of this helicopter. This is what you need in an action movie. It's like stuff people have not necessarily seen before. Oh, you're quoting an Arnold line here. Stick around. Quaylen, we had a deal. We don't want our deals so much. I mean, you just had to go and throw the money into the chopper, didn't you? Keep your arms and legs in vehicles. Keep your arms and legs in the vehicle at all time. It says that as he kicks him into the helicopter, which is plummeting. Good explosion. And yeah, we're all set now. He's got to climb some more. Never before or since has the hero of our action movie had to show off so much grip, right? Man, how would you like to be Paul Winfield? It's like you get to be in these movies people know. The Terminator, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Cliffhanger. But you don't do shit. You're sort of the guy that observes that somebody else did something cool. All right, there you go. Hey, a helicopter happened to be in the area. I guess they'll pick us up. All right, cool. Done and done. And we just go straight to the credits, man. We don't dick around. Hey, we got to all gather over at our headquarters and have a chat about what's going to happen next. And if you guys stick around through the credits, we're going to give you another teaser for the next movie coming up. I'm sick of that shit. Thor? Was Thor a dog? Thor, played by Thor. Stallone had 2 stunt doubles. He had a climbing stunt double. Also, so 3 kind of, but yeah. Cliffhanger, quality action film. One of the best action films of the 90s. If you agree, let me know in the comments below. Till next time, adios.